Multiple countries are developing central bank digital currencies, and they are faster than Bitcoin and cheaper than Bitcoin. So will these CBDCs kill Bitcoin? But more importantly, what does this mean for you? Welcome aboard the Bitcoin Express. My name is Chase. Let's get to it. For many years, we have been speaking about central bank digital currencies and how they're going to change crypto and make it mainstream. If all of these countries are issuing these CBDCs, it will become easy, familiar, and then crypto is going to take off. And fast forward to today, and countries are actually developing these central bank digital currencies. The Bank of Japan has confirmed they are planning to launch a central bank digital currency. Jamaica is going to launch a central bank digital currency in 2022. Sweden extends central bank digital currency trial for another year. And of course, central banks from China, Thailand, UAE, and Hong Kong are exploring and developing digital currencies. And actually today, China has a CBDC that is in use in certain regions. The Chinese city of Suzhou has announced that it will be doing a 30 million yuan digital airdrop. And this is following the successful distribution of 20 million digital yuan in Suzhou last December. And China is very familiar with digital payments. They have been using digital payments for years. If we look at a place like Beijing, fast becoming a cashless society. The vast majority of transactions in Beijing are made via smartphone. And I remember when I was in Beijing, I went to a 7-Eleven there and I took out some cash to spend, and the lady behind the register looked at me a little funny because for years already they have been using things such as Alipay or WeChat Pay, and this is very, very dangerous. You see, even around the world, we don't really use cash anymore. Even in the United States, although cash is an option, most of our payments are done digitally. But what happened in China is because of all these payments being made digitally, there is total control about how people spend their money. And when you control how someone spends their money, you control their entire life. And this has developed into the very harmful social credit system. This is their system where a person is graded on their behavior. If they are behaving well, they will get points. And if they are acting bad, which is relative, who knows what bad really means, they will lose points. And when you lose points, you will lose your privileges. It may be you're not able to get on a flight or a train or enter a certain restaurant. And the way this works is because they have control of the money. And like I said, if you have control of someone's money, you control their entire life. And if you want to know more about the social credit system, I'm going to leave a link below for this episode from Vice News. It is very scary and not many people know about this. When I was living in New York City, I met a lot of people from China who recently moved to the United States, and they didn't even know this existed unless they were from the area that was running the social credit system. But it is slowly spreading to other regions of China, and this is a very important concept that you know about, so definitely recommend to go ahead and watch that video. And it's not like China has a certain advantage that they can run the system. This can be done by many first world countries. All you need is facial recognition technology. What happens is you have the identities of these people, you have facial recognition technology, cameras on the street, and you're able to monitor all the behavior of your citizens. In the United States, San Francisco became the first US city to ban facial recognition technology back in 2019 because they understood the dangers of this technology. Right now in our current system, we are living in a money system where your money is controlled, but it is partitioned. What I mean by that is in today's world, let's say we're going to use the United States as an example. You want to go ahead and buy a certain thing that maybe you're not supposed to, or who knows what it is. Maybe it's Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. Your bank may say you're not allowed to buy that. We are canceling the transaction. But at least you can go to a new bank or to a new payment processor because we're in a partition system right now, even though our money is digital. But what happens is when you have a central bank digital currency, this is a digital currency, a digital ledger that is controlled by one centralized party. So you're taking what we already have today, which is control over how we spend our money, and you're making it even worse. And it is much more harmful. Everything can be seen on the ledger and it can all be frozen. So this sounds like a good idea at first, central bank digital currencies, the future. But as you can see, it is very dangerous, potentially one of the most dangerous inventions that we will see in our lifetime. So when we talk about these central bank digital currencies and how they're going to be fast, simple, easy to use, and cheap, we ask the question, will this kill something like Bitcoin? but it's actually going to be the complete opposite. Central bank digital currencies will make decentralized assets such as Bitcoin skyrocket beyond prices we can even imagine. Of course, this is going to play out over the long term. These central bank digital currencies are not just going to roll out, snap of the finger. It's going to be over 5, 10, 20 years. And also, in terms of controlling money, also, we're probably not going to see any countries release a central bank digital currency and then immediately freeze assets if they don't like what you're doing, but it's gradually going to roll out over time. This is what happens in these types of societies. Even when we look at a cashless society, it's not cashless overnight. Over time, slowly, less cash is in the system until you're fully in a digital economy. So it's going to make assets such as Bitcoin, which is decentralized, blow up massively, right? Like I said, prices we can't even imagine. But it's not something that I'm happy about, right? Because we're making a trade-off here. We're going to have a central bank digital currency, right, which is very harmful. And in return, we're going to have the price of Bitcoin skyrocket, which that part I'm happy about, but I'm not happy about the trade-off. I would rather, in the first place, we never have a central bank digital currency, but it doesn't matter what I want or what I wish, we are going to have them. And this is also going to make a big push for a use case for something like Monero. Monero is the best privacy coin, and it has a fully functioning project and people actually use it. But because it works so well, it's actually a bad investment at the moment. Because it actually works and it is private, governments do not like Monero and it has been removed from nearly every exchange. So from an investment perspective, unfortunately, Monero right now maybe not the best thing. But when you look at this full list of cryptocurrencies, many of these projects don't even have a functioning product. And even those that do, there may not be a use case. So when you look at Monero, it has a fully functioning product and it has a use case. Really, in that sense of utility use case, it is a top 5 cryptocurrency. But like I said, from an investment perspective, maybe not the best at the moment. But in the future, when we have central bank digital currencies, we will have it in the United States as well. Do I know exactly 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? I do not know. But when we have those central bank digital currencies, and when we start to see that people will have their money paused unfairly for things maybe that they didn't even really do, people are going to start to realize the importance of decentralized currency. You see, the whole point about Bitcoin, which I think many don't understand, is that it's not about transaction costs and it is not about speed. It is about decentralization. That is why Bitcoin was created, right? So yes, Bitcoin is slow. Bitcoin transaction fees are very expensive, and I do not think that is going to be fixed, right? Bitcoin is so decentralized at the moment that it's very hard to make these updates on layer 1. It might happen on layer 2, but that's the whole point about cryptocurrency, and I think people will finally start to understand why decentralization is so important when central bank digital currencies are actually here. And it's kind of funny to think back how we were thinking central bank digital currencies will make people want to buy crypto because they're going to get comfortable with crypto. But it's going to have the same end result of people buying crypto, but not for the same reasons, right? The reason they're going to buy crypto is because they're going to realize how dangerous and harmful CBDCs are. Now, I want to know what you think about my predictions. Are they too grim, or maybe am I being a pessimist here? Or do I have it on point, right? Do you agree that CBDCs are going to be very harmful? So leave your comments down below. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.